Greetings everyone and welcome. I'm your host Captain Rye, and in today's video I'm doing my review of the USS Massachusetts, Tier 8 premium US battleship here in World of Warships. As the battle gets underway, its neighbors, it's Domination Match Mode, and it is a Tier 8 maximum battle with carriers in the game. Now you might be wondering to yourself why this review is so much later than that of many other reviews, and the answer is simply, I didn't play this ship as a community contributor before it released, and only after it was released, when I got credited for it, did I play it. And surprisingly enough, unlike its sister ship, the Alabama, I like this ship a little bit better. I feel like it has the ability to carry a team of just a little bit more effectively than the Alabama. What are some of the differences between the Massachusetts here and her sister ship, the Alabama? Well, the number one difference that you're going to have with this ship comes down to its secondary batteries. Specifically, the secondary battery range on this ship is very uncharacteristic for US battleships. The secondary gun range, if spec'd correctly, is in excess of 11 kilometers. Granted, they are all just the 127mm guns you get on every US battleship, from the North Carolina and the Alabama up, and they're the same guns that you get on destroyers like the Gearing and the Yu Yang. However, that doesn't mean they aren't highly effective at hitting small, delicate boats like destroyers who get a little too cheeky and wander inside that secondary range. Additionally, because of their high rate of fire, these secondary batteries will start a lot of fires. Yes, they have a low chance for fire and they don't do a lot of damage, but they will set a lot of fires on superstructures if you get in close and you're dealing with enemy battleships. Now, the battle is, for my team, going pretty well so far, as we managed to take out one of those pesky enemy destroyers, so the enemy is down to just 2. However, our team has got a destroyer that's got himself in a bit of trouble here. As he pushes up into the A cap point, he was taking it, but an enemy Cleveland appears and starts causing him problems. Now, I'm going to fire off here at this Cleveland, try and help my destroyer out, and manage to succeed there with a double Citadel and over-penetration and finishing off that cruiser. Enemy team is now down a destroyer and a cruiser. They have captured the B cap point, but my team has the C cap point, so we're going to be ahead on points. I did briefly there save my friendly destroyer here at the A cap point from the Cleveland, but that is sadly not going to be enough to save him from the carrier. So the carrier on the enemy team is going to claim his first kill in this game by taking out one of our destroyers. Bad news, of course, for my team. On the other side, though, good news for my team is that destroyer was pink, so now neither he nor we have to worry about any possibility of team damage. Push up in here into the A cap point. You might be wondering why, as a battleship, especially a slower battleship, as my top speed is only about 28 knots, why I would choose to go to the A cap point. And the answer is simply because this battleship is a bit trollish. It's got some pretty decent armor. Obviously, you're not going to bounce shots from a Yamato. It's like every other US battleship. However, it has decently trollish armor. It's got really good gun range here with the Scout launched. As you can see there, the range increases. Fire off shots there at a cruiser sitting behind an island trying to shoot at friendly ships there. It looks like these shots miss. Now, that is another factor with this battleship that you have to take into account. The Sigma value on these guns, not the best in the world, so you're not going to have the best dispersion. It's not like the Missouri's guns at Tier 9, where you can effectively pinpoint, accurately drop on ships at range. You can, however, generally get a couple of penetrating hits, though, at range. You're just not going to be able to one-shot people until you get nice and close like that Cleveland was. And we'll see other examples of this in this battle, where ships get a little too close and they learn the hard way that these guns do pack quite a punch. Additionally, to having good secondaries, if you spec for the manual secondaries, This ship also has really good anti-aircraft. Now this is a tier 7 carrier on the enemy team. He's coming in for a torpedo and dive bombing attack. Look at that, managed to shoot down all 4 from that squadron, and as he gets a cross drop on me, very smart carrier trying to cross drop, managed to avoid the first set there. The second set I'm not going to avoid, but it looks like maybe only 2 hits there, but again managed to shoot down almost all of those planes as well. And as I come around from behind this island, that battleship that's back out there, he's actually inside of my secondary range. So I've got him flagged for secondaries while I try and pick on the cruisers. More aircraft coming in here. That carrier obviously hasn't learned his lesson yet, as I managed to shoot down yet another one of his planes as he comes in here. Additionally, getting tons of secondary hits on that battleship, and I have managed to set a fire. Also, managing to shoot down all of the planes in that squadron that carriers come up against. Enemy cruiser deciding to go broadside to a battleship at this kind of range, that might be a paddle in here. Now I fire off the first shots, those are aimed. They do manage to connect. A lot of over-penetrations, there's no citadels. The second set though didn't fully aim, kind of shot from the hip there, and as you can see, they fell well short of my intended victim. But that's alright, he's got himself open and exposed, and I am not the only battleship out here, and certainly not the only one shooting at him. So, depending on whether or not he survives, we will see. Now, it looks like he's trying to pop a smoke screen and disappear into it. Fire off shots here, but it looks like he's gonna speed up, so these shots probably gonna miss. Yep, for the most part, overpins onto his stern there, causing problems. But, again, the secondaries within range. So I flag him for secondaries, and they're gonna go ahead and start opening up on him. Now, this is good for my secondaries, bad for him because these are the 127mm, they're firing high explosive, and they will actually do damage to this poor cruiser. He turns to run away, so I fire off shots here. Can I connect with him? Yes, I do manage to connect. Big hits there, not enough to kill him outright. More aircraft coming in, more aircraft shot down. Secondaries for the win, finishing off that cruiser. The CV sending more planes in, and yet more planes meeting their demise. Remember, this is just a tier 8 battleship, and that is a tier 7 carrier. So the fact that I am tearing up his aircraft is an indicator to you that this is a serious contender, and probably would do reasonably well up against a tier 9 carrier. Switch my secondaries back over to that other battleship again because he's the only one within range, and I might as well use them to shoot at something. If I am in range, very least I can set some fires. Enemy carrier is detected yet again as he sends even more aircraft back over here, so my secondaries blazing away, my anti-aircraft blazing away, more shots there. But look at that, that carrier is stopped. But it's now at this point that he realized somebody's aiming at him. He starts up his engine there. I switch back over to aim at this battleship. Hopefully I can hit him, set him on fire yet again. Citadel that carrier. Now that carrier is really starting to contemplate his life choices about sitting there not moving. So more damage there. My team currently well out in the lead as we've only lost 2 ships, a destroyer and a cruiser. We hold 2 of the caps. The enemy team did manage to capture C, but that's alright. We took B from them. Once again, that carrier staying stopped out in the open, so I'm going to go ahead and fire again. But there again, you can see he starts up his engine there. However, the flight times of these shells is pretty good. They're not long and lofty like some. Do manage to connect with him. No citadels this time, but I did cause a lot of damage. So that carrier, now half strength, is going to be a sitting duck for our friendly carriers coming over with his bombers. Continuing to blaze away with my secondaries on that battleship as he finally disappears out of line of sight into the cover of an island where my gunners can't quite get him. Fire off more shots here. Can I connect? Torpedoes in there from the friendly CV. Did manage to connect, cause damage, but didn't get the kill as our Ranger torpedoes the Hiryu on the enemy team. That battleship has come back out from behind that island, and again, secondaries blazing away, finish him off, burning him down with the fires set from the secondaries. And now with the carrier dead, there are no more aircraft that I have to worry about. So let's take a look. 30 aircraft shot down. The enemy team now down to just 4 ships, 2 destroyers and 2 battleships. And that, at this point, is not going to go well for them. As enemy destroyer pops up there, he's inside of secondary range, does disappear there really quickly, but you know what? My secondaries did connect with at least one hit on him. Now, I know he's back over there. I fire up my catapult scout here in an effort to get better shots on that battleship off in the distance, but I don't think my shots are going to get there before those torpedoes connect. Or maybe those torpedoes are going to miss completely. Yes, those torpedoes did miss completely, so shots out there, they connect, not enough to kill him outright, but they did knock his turret out, and that guy's on fire anyway, so he's certainly not long for this game as he gets taken out by our friendly shores. Now, again, the scout fighter serving two purposes here. As he's keeping out front, he's going to help spot these destroyers as they pop up, and there's that destroyer there. Got my shots loaded, take a quick shot at him just as the destroyer disappears, have him possibly flagged for secondaries. Did connect over penetrations there, but that's certainly going to hurt that destroyer. The other advantage to having this catapult scout up is that he is hopefully going to help detect any torpedoes. But of course, just like the Alabama, this battleship has a pretty good rudder shift for torpedo beating if you have the module on it. I'm not sure if I have the module. I think I do, though. And it's kind of a narrow ship as well. Very short, so good tight turn there. But additionally, if you do get hit with it, it's got a great torpedo bulge, torpedo protection, and reduction in torpedo damage. So even getting hit by a few, you're still going to retain a lot of health in comparison to other ships. So, managing to torpedo beats that enemy destroyer. Now, if only somebody like our carrier would get his aircraft out here and spot these little destroyer buggers. I'm being detected, so I know they're somewhere along the lines. There's one of them, pops up again. I'm going to quickly switch over and flag for secondaries on that guy. Firing shots off there. Can I connect? More torpedoes coming in. Catapult scout is doing his job, spots those torpedoes, so I slam on the brakes here and I start turning in, lose speed very, very quickly. So all of these torpedoes launched by that cheeky little destroyer, they're going to miss me completely. You know, pro tip, if you're playing in a battleship and you're dealing with destroyers like this, very important, pay attention, because you're often going to be able to dodge torpedoes just like that. You'd be surprised how quickly they speed. Firing off more shots, connect on that destroyer for a lot of over-penetrations. That destroyer is going to be hurting. Earn myself a Confederate medal in this battle as well. Now the question is, am I going to be able to get another kill, or preferably 2 kills? The game is coming rapidly to a close, and unfortunately I'm not able to secure yet another kill in the battle as we win, taking out, I think, that last ship, finishing us off for that 1,000 points. Still doing a pretty good battle, 114,000 damage done, 30 aircraft shot down, only 29 main battery shell hits, 3 citadels, 3 fire set, but look at that, 158 secondary hits, Confederate close quarters expert and devastating strike. Top of the team for XP earned at 2,400 base XP. The next nearest guy on the team is the Shores at 1,800 base XP. And of course, the Lo Yang, who I was shooting at, top of the team on the enemy for his XP earned, but didn't quite earn enough to break that 1,000 mark. Anyway, that's it for today's video, folks. If you liked the video, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. If you'd like to get semi-regular channel news and updates, you can do so by liking and following me on Facebook. If you'd like to help support me and the channel and get early viewership to these videos, you can do so by becoming my supporter on Patreon. If you've got a replay like this one that you'd like to have me take a look at and maybe see featured on my channel with my wonderful voice, you can send it to my email. And if you'd like to watch me play various games live, albeit intermittently, you can do so by following me on Twitch. You can find the links for all of those in the video description down below. And as always, I'll see you next time. This is Captain Rye, signing off.